Welcome back to Introduction to Computer Science at SSFS. Today we're going to do something a little bit more interesting than just printing something to the screen. We're going to use something called the Turtle module to draw shapes and basic shapes. What Turtle does is it's a shape that you can control by giving it commands, and as it moves around the screen it can draw different shapes. So I'm going back into PyCharm. Go ahead and open it on your machine if you haven't already. And I created a new file called Turtle Practice. Just as a reminder, if you go to File, New, Python file, you can create a new file. I've also put some comments at the top with the file name, the author, the date, and basically what it does. So before we can use Turtle, we actually have to import the module. And all the Turtle commands are in a separate file. They're not built into Python. So before Python can use them, we have to import them. So I'm going to go ahead and type import Turtle. And that line at the top lets me use the Turtle commands. And if I didn't put that, nothing would happen or I'd get an error. So here are some of the commands that Turtle can do. I can tell the Turtle, go forward, and then in the parentheses I tell it how far I want it to go. So if I want it to move 100 pixels, and as a reminder, pixels are just little dots on the screen, I can say Turtle forward 100. And again, if you change that number in the parentheses, it'll change how far the turtle goes. Alright, so there's my Turtle forward 100, and if I run this, I'm going to notice that by default it wants to run Hello World. I'm going to choose this run, and I'm going to choose Turtle Practice. Whoa! And I don't know if you saw that, something happened really fast. The screen came up, it drew a line, and then disappeared. And the reason for that is Python did exactly what it tells you. It ran the program, Turtle went forward, and then it ended. And when it ended, the window closes. So we're going to add a line here at the bottom to keep that window open. And the command we're going to use is exit on click. And what that tells the window to do is stay open until I actually click. So let's go ahead and run this again. I'm going to run Turtle Practice. And there you go. There's the little turtle. It's not really a turtle, it's a triangle. But you can see it drew a line 100 pixels long and the window stayed open. So that's great. I can draw lines. Before we go too much further, I want to say a few words about the coordinate system in Turtle. I'm going to go ahead and run my basic program again one more time. And you can see that it's drawn in line 100 pixels long. The point where the triangle or the turtle starts is usually the center of your window. And that point is marked at 0, 0. And they're using the coordinate system x, y like you would when you graphed in geometry. X increases as you go towards the right and decreases as you go toward the left. And y increases as you go up and decreases as you go down towards the bottom of the screen. And again, the center point is 0, 0. Another important thing to consider is that when you use the command turtle forward, forward means whatever direction the turtle happens to be pointing. And if you look at the turtle documentation, you can see the different commands that'll change which way it's pointing. So let me show you an example of if we use negative numbers. So I'm going to put a negative 100, which means that the turtle is actually going to move, instead of forward 100 pixels, since it's negative, it's going to move backwards 100 pixels. Let's go ahead and run that. And you can see here's the start at 0, 0, and now it went back 100 pixels to the left. So it's now at position negative 100, 0, if you were using the XY coordinates. So now that you have some idea about the coordinate system in Turtle, let's talk about some other things that Turtle can do other than just going forward. Well, I can also tell the turtle to make turns. So I can say Turtle left, and I can turn it a certain number of degrees. So if I turn it 90 degrees, the turtle will turn left 90 degrees. I can also do turtle right as well. So let's go ahead and run this. Notice it draws a line and now it turns left. Now it's pointing straight up. So let's add a few other commands. I'm going to do turtle forward 100. I'm going to do turtle left 90. turtle forward 100, turtle left 90, and then turtle forward 100 one more time. And if you think about it, you can see what shape this is going to make, and I hope you've seen that it's going to be a square. We'll run that turtle program, and we can see I've made a square, which is pretty, it's better than Hello World, but it's not super interesting yet, but we'll get there. So I'm going to close this. And you may have wondered why I just didn't copy and paste, since I did this a lot. Why not just copy and paste turtle left and turtle forward 4 times? And I certainly could have. When you're starting out programming, it's actually a good idea to type in the commands, even if they're repetitious, so that you get practice in typing and it kind of builds that muscle memory in. Later on, we'll show some shortcuts about how to deal with that better. Last thing I want to talk about in this video is comments. And comments, again, since they're ignored by the Python program itself, comments are really for people who are reading your code. And if someone looks at this, they might see this and they might be able to figure out that this is a square, but this line here, the exit on click, may not be immediately clear to somebody. So it's better just to put a comment in and say, this command keeps the window from closing immediately. And again, what that does is someone who's reading your program knows that, well, that's why they put that in. The general rule of thumb is that your code tells how something is done. So this tells how a square is made. And the comment tells why you did it. Why did you put that in? Okay? And if I wanted to be complete, imports necessary turtle commands. And then one more, the following lines make a square. So again, it's a good habit to get into, to put comments into your code so that anybody else reading it knows exactly what it does. In one of the upcoming videos, we'll talk about how we can make these lines a little bit shorter and how to make this process a little bit more efficient. Have a great day.